Hey guys, and welcome to another video. So today I am doing an epic glute workout for you guys, and I'm here with my good friend Nicole. She is also a vegan IFBB Bikini Pro and a Masters over 40 champion. She's a badass and she has amazing glutes, so I really wanted to do this workout with her.
Oh man, no pressure.
No, she does. And we're here at her amazing gym, so you can tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so we built this gym in 2020 when the pandemic shut down all of the world. We were like, we need a gym. So here we are in our personal gym. We have it open for family, friends, YouTube content, whoever wants to come shoot. So it's going to be an amazing workout.
Yeah, so do you do any warm-ups before you start?
Yes.
Okay.
Always.
So we're gonna start off
Usually.
with so we're gonna start off with a dynamic warm-up. So let's do that.
Let's go.
All right, so we're gonna start off with some banded lateral walks. And how do you like doing these?
So I like putting these over, so most people put them like around their ankles, but I like to put them right like on your feet here. And then as I walk, I focus on when I'm going this way, this leg is doing the work. So it's gonna activate the side of this hip, and then obviously going the opposite way, you're gonna have the opposite leg.
Nice. I like doing these by having like a little bit of a hinge. That's how I feel it better, but you can play around with it and see what you feel better and what works for you.
All right, so now we're gonna do, 3 times 20 squat pulses.
You go all the way down?
Just here.
Okay.
And for the warm up, I like to just keep the rest quick. No.
So for a warm-up, usually I like to keep it very simple. I don't know about you, but it's meant to just kind of like get a light sweat going. You don't want to fatigue your muscles, so it's really quick. You can also do it on a treadmill for like 10 minutes or 5 minutes, just getting like that heart rate going. So there's 2 variations that we're going to show you for the glute kickback, which is what we're doing right now to start off this workout. Nicole likes doing it like slightly bent forward, and she likes to also bend her knees, so she's getting a full range of motion. She's also, as you guys can see, bringing the knee all the way in, stabilizing herself completely, so there's no swinging of her upper body at all.
So I feel this variation like all the way through my glute, and as I control it on the way down, I can really feel like this stretch where it hits that like ham glute tie-in. And I like how it, like I can stabilize myself, so I'm really just using my glutes.
So you guys can see I put my ankle straps a little bit higher, and instead of bending completely all the way forward, which I do 2 times out of the week, but 1 time out of the week I like to have this variation, which is I'm standing up a little bit more straighter, and I hold on to the bar just like she did. And what I do is I twist my knee out and my toes out. And I feel this in my upper glute way more. So really you just gotta play with different variations of it to see how do you feel it more in your glutes.
I have this low bench. I like to have the bench right underneath my shoulder blades. Is that kind of where you like to set it? The setup is like the most important. So I get the bench set there. I like to bring my feet in as close as I can, and I like a little bit of a wider stance with my toes out. That's just most comfortable for me. And then pushing up, I like to make sure I push up with my entire foot. I know some people kind of tend to like push up with just their heel, but keeping your feet all the way on the ground. And then coming all the way into a full extension and really contracting the glutes at the top. That's where the work is done, is right at that top. And keeping your chin tucked down the whole time. You can see here that Natalie's keeping her pelvis tilted up, so when she comes up, she's really kind of keeping that contraction in her glutes. And also keeping her knees out and don't let them fall in.
This is kind of cool to know. So she does pyramid sets. So she tries to increase the weight as she decreases the rep ranges, versus when I do them, I stay the same weight throughout, and my last set should be 2 away from failure. And after I do that, I do drop sets. So this is really cool because I normally don't do it like this, so it's definitely challenging me in a different way. So I'm definitely gonna try your way next time, because
Maybe I'll try your way next time.
it's cool. It's really cool to like try different new things and see what works better, you know? So this is basically a variation of a reverse hyper or a glute kickback, where you can get the full range of motion, and her legs are almost like in a froggy style position. If you're doing it from the floor, you could put ankle weights, but she's using a Smith machine to really push through her heels, and then you really can target the upper glute in this exercise. This is great because, as you can see, she's using her hands to make sure that her hips are like in the pad and not letting them come up. It's a very, very slow movement. You gotta let it come all the way down, stretch your glutes, and then squeeze at the top, control that negative. It's really awesome, I love it. How many reps do you like doing on these?
So this Smith is actually really heavy. It's like a 55-pound, just the bar. So usually about like 10 to 12.
Okay.
Especially after coming off of those heavy thrusts.
Yeah.
So I like to really, you can like feel it's like rock hard right at that upper glute, which
Yeah.
we're all aiming.
Yeah, the upper glute is like the new bikini situation. Like everybody's getting further feedbacks, more bigger, more upper glutes, just to kind of round out and balance everything. So this is a really good isolation movement. I love it. It can be a little tricky when you're like at a regular gym. It could be awkward. But I promise it's one of those movements that you just have to do. And like I said, there's a way of doing them right here with no Smith machine. If you put ankle weights and just put your legs in froggy style and mimic that movement, you'll get the same kind of burn. But locking yourself in position with this, it really takes it to another level. So another cue with this one is that I see a lot of people, they just kind of bend their back on the way down. And what you want to do really is move the hips out of the way. So butt straight to the back of the room is the first thing that you're going to do. And then coming down, if you really focus on pretty much controlling that negative down, you don't really need to go all the way down. You're gonna feel that stretch a lot quicker if you focus on that negative. And then when I come all the way up, I like to control it and not completely like hyperextend in. I just kind of leave a little bit of a tension in the glutes.
A lot of people do
Yeah.
with it.
So avoid that. Yeah, you kind of lose all the tension when you do that. So we're supersetting reverse hypers with these curls on the BC Strength little machine. It's kind of like you could do these with a ball too, like a ball curl is what you call it. I'm too dead, I'm blanking out now. But basically you want to make sure that it's literally a glute bridge. So you keep your core tight, your glutes engaged, and you really control that negative, making sure that you don't let those hips fall down. So the whole time your core is nice and straight, and it's a full body for sure. It hurts.
It burns.
Yeah.
I like to focus on kicking my heels pretty much like up to my glutes.
Yeah.
And that really contracts the hamstring.
And this is really important too. She's keeping only her shoulder blades on the floor. Her whole back is elevated. And that's how you're really gonna feel it in your glutes and hamstrings. If you're just lifting your glute portion and leaving the rest on the ground, you're not really gonna get the most out of this workout.
Oh. Oh God. Sorry.
You did it. All right, so now we're doing Bulgarian split squats. We'll show you 2 different variations. This is my personal favorite. I love using a barbell and then hinging forward a little bit, having a low surface to put my back leg on here. And I actually like setting it up from the bottom. So this way I know that I can get that full range of motion. And once I have that set up, then I load the weight. Hinging forward just allows me to stretch my glute and make it more glute bias versus standing up straight. I just feel it more in the quads, so I'll show you how that looks. For these, I will take rest time in between, so I'll do probably like 30 or 40 seconds in between just to make sure that I'm giving the same output on my left side. I like to start off on my weak side first and then go back and forth. After I finish a set, I'll probably rest around a minute to 90 seconds.
Okay, so I like to do these on the Smith just because it helps me stabilize a little bit better. So like Natalie, I'll take a little bit of a longer step. When I come down, get a nice stretch all the way through here and then push up through my heel and kind of keep that tension. You'll really feel it in that glute ham tie-in, all the way down and up. And I really focus on keeping my hips, both hips squared forward. You'll tend to want to like open up the other hip and you'll lose the tension in your glute there. So all the work is done on this leg and your back leg is just kind of there for balance and support.
Okay, so now we're gonna do a little burnout, glute bridges. How many sets?
3 sets of 30 with like very minimal rest in between each set.
Okay, 3 sets of 30, no rest. Let's go. I'm dead. That was a good one. I'm dead. All right, so we're done. Thank you, Niccole, for putting me through that.
It was awesome, yes.
If you guys want to follow Niccole, make sure to follow her on
Instagram, Niccole _IFBB Pro.
Yes, she's a badass. She has great content, so give her a follow. I'll make sure to put everything in the description box below. And I'll see you next time.